went to a job interview and I was up against some woman with a bonnet on, I can guarantee you, I can 99.999% guarantee you that I'm going to get that job over her. Even if she's more qualified. Why? Because at the end of the day, I showed up looking like I gave a damn. I didn't show up looking like I just rolled out of bed and I didn't wash my ass. Hey y'all, it has been a while since I've uploaded a video, but I wanted to talk about this whole bonnet situation because this is something that I have been saying for years. Oh my God, when it comes to scarves and bonnets, I definitely have a strong opinion about this. Now, I want to start off by saying that I absolutely 1000% agree with what Monique said about bonnets. I think the vast majority of black women, I think the vast majority of us grew up in a household where we saw bonnets as tacky. I'm not going to say that that's the case for all black women, of course, because there's a lot of black women who just don't give a damn about bonnets one way or the other. And even though there are women who learned this and still chose to wear bonnets out in public, I still think that the vast majority of us grew up in these black households where we had aunties or our moms or our grandmothers telling us, no, you need to represent yourself a certain way when you go outside this door. Now, it's just the principle of you don't want to go out into the world and be perceived a certain way that you're not. Now, I am with black women that's like, why do y'all care? You know, it's none of y'all business. Me wearing a bonnet ain't hurting nobody, blah, blah, blah. Because black women were always criticized about every little thing we do. We're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't. So I can understand the sensitivity around that as a black woman. But I also know that the world is going to treat you the way that you represent yourself. Now, it's not to say that it's right or wrong, but it is to say that that is the reality of it. There's nothing you can do about changing the way the world is. It just is what it is, okay? So, is it really tacky to wear a bonnet outside? If we were not living in the world, the society that we live in now, it wouldn't be a big deal. No one would care. You just wear your bonnet to go do your yard work, or you wear it to the grocery store or whatever. Like white women wear their rollers to the store and their hair nets or whatever. Who cares, right? In a normal world, no one would really give a damn. But because we live in this type of society, it does matter. Okay? This is the type of society we live in. And you have to be very conscientious of the way people perceive you. Okay? That's the issue here. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's right or wrong that society treats you how you present yourself, but I will say that that is the reality we live in, and you might as well play the game to win, because that's really what it boils down to, especially for black women. You're playing the game to win. It's going to do you more good than bad to play the game. Present yourself a certain way so that you can get ahead and so that you can provide your life and the lives of your family the life that you've always wanted. I don't really understand why this is so difficult for some of you. I don't think Monique came at the bonnet wearers with disrespect or trying to be crass or rude. I think it was genuine concern. I really do believe that. She's a comedian. She could have came at you in so many ways, but she didn't. She said it like an auntie, like she said. And you really do have to play this game to win. Now, I know a lot of people, a lot of black women like, I ain't playing no game. I do me. I don't care about this. But you are playing a game. And if you are going through this society thinking that you're not playing a game, you're automatically going to lose. You've already lost, actually. Because, see, the difference between a person who succeeds in life and a person who fails at life is all in the way you think, right? So this is a thinking game, whether you want it to be or not. And you're either going to get ahead or you're going to fall behind. There really is no in between when it comes to this type of thing. We live in a society that judges us, okay? It just is what it is. And as a black woman, you have to represent yourself the best possible way that you can because of how we're treated. Now, do I personally give a damn if Tamika down the street or Sheila down the 2 blocks away or whatever wears a bonnet in public. No, I don't give a shit. Okay, it's not on me. And I don't want to sound crass when I say this, but listen, Linda, if I went to a job interview and I was up against some woman with a bonnet on, I can guarantee you, I can 99.999% guarantee you that I'm going to get that job over her, even if she's more qualified. Why? Because at the end of the day, I showed up looking like I gave a damn. I didn't show up looking like I just rolled out of bed and I didn't wash my ass. I gave a damn. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. When I was 14, which was the first time I ever got that was the first time I got a job. My first job, 14, I was working at Arby's. I walked in. The woman asked me all these questions like they do in an interview. And when the interview was over, she was like, you know, I knew I was going to hire you the moment you walked in. And I was like, really? I said, why is that? She said, because you walked in looking like you really wanted to be here. You had a smile on your face. You were all put together. You look nice. You dress nice. I could just tell I was going to hire you. And I'm going to tell you guys, that stuck with me for all these years. I'm basically 37. And that stuck with me. That matters. And she was a white lady. She was an older white lady. I don't know how old she was. She might have been like in her 40s or 50s or something. I was a teenager. I was 14. But that always stuck with me. I also had another opportunity where I went in for the CNA job, certified nursing assistant job. And there was a supervisor position open that I knew nothing about. And it didn't matter if I knew about it or not. I wasn't going in to be a supervisor. I could care less about business. As a matter of fact, I don't even like the idea of being somebody's boss or super. I don't care because I don't want the responsibility. When I clock out, I go home. I don't give a damn. Okay. But there were like, I think 7 or 8 women who wanted this promotion, who had been working there for years, way before I even came. She gave me the promotion. She offered me the promotion. I was like, well, you know, I didn't really come here for that. She told me, she said, well, the job will consist of this. It will consist of that, blah, blah, blah. So she proceeded to tell me that she hired me because of the way I presented myself. She said, you walked in, you have confidence. You look very stern. The way you talk in the interview, you're very direct. I think you would be a good supervisor. And I just reluctantly accepted it. Now, it didn't last long because they ended up taking the supervisor positions out because there were too many complaints about all the supervisors because they were jealous. You know, it just was. There were like 6 supervisors in the entire building. And when you worked, you were the only supervisor. Whichever one worked was the only one for that shift. And you were responsible for the entire 93-bed facility that it was. And I personally didn't like that. I just didn't. When I come to work, I want to be responsible for my 6 to 8 patients. And I'm out of here because I don't want to be responsible. Okay. But it wasn't anything that I did. It was just something that, you know, they just took the positions away from everyone because they were getting complaints. Not necessarily because of me, because I didn't really do anything. And I kind of let people do what they wanted to do anyways. But it was a few of the other, it was probably like 3 of the other out of all the 6 of us that were getting complaints. But anyways, it taught me that your representation matters. And I've had just about every job on the face of the planet. And literally, this has been the case where every interviewer felt the need to tell me that they were going to hire me based on how I presented myself. So this is something that is very important to me and very dear to me that I'm going to share with people. Your representation matters. And if you look like you rolled out of bed and didn't care about how you looked, the world is going to treat you that way. And then at that point, you really can't be mad. I mean, you really can't be mad. I mean, you just have to accept it. So that's how I feel about the bonnet situation. Ladies, just put a little bit more care, you know what I'm saying, into yourself. Even if you having a bad hair day, do your hair the night before so you ain't got to worry about doing it in the morning or whatever. You have to find a way. And if you don't want to find a way, that's fine too. But just know that there are women out there like yours truly who's going to show up looking like we gave a damn, and we're going to get the job over you. We're going to be chosen. You could have been in line first. They're going to go right to the person who looks the prettiest or who could. I experience this all the time. People favoritize the shit out of me. They do. And I know it's because of my friendly demeanor, and I put myself together when I go out in public. You know, and I'm not the only one. There are plenty of us who feel this way. So that's my take. I will be uploading more videos. I haven't been in a while, but I will be back and I will give commentary or whatever I decide to talk about. And that's it. I'm out.